Welcome back. We are hitting up another morning matcha with me on a beautiful Sunday. We're gonna give this a taste test because I made it and usually I do a pretty good job. Today, I don't know. Taste test coming in hot. Oh yeah, flavor profile's there. I could have blended the matcha a little bit better, but I'm gonna give myself a little grace today. I need to get a whisk. Don't tell Mike this because he hates when I buy things. We have like a rule. Like when you purchase something and you bring it into the condo, because we're minimalists, we need to live with less, which I'm totally for, and we don't have a lot of space. One thing in, one thing out is the rule. You bring something in, something else has to go out. And I'm totally abide by that. And he's gonna think I'm absolutely psychotic for wanting to get a matcha whisk. You know, that cute little like brush thing that you just like with the matcha. It works so much better than with a spoon. I've been like blending up my matcha in the mornings with a spoon. And sometimes she gets a little clumpy. Like you get like a little bit of like a matcha clump. Honestly, this is a first world problem. It's not a big deal. He's gonna be like, babe, you do not need a whisk specifically for your matcha, but I think I do. So let me know if the whisk is worth it, but I might look on Amazon today for a matcha whisk. Anyways, I digress. Oh yeah, we're good. Team, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Paige, and today, outside of the workouts, we're talking all things life. And for me, this was like a weird week. But it ended on a really high note, and the weekend was great, which I loved. I'm in my 30s, and I feel like life gets, honestly, so much better in your 30s. And then I hear it gets even better in your 40s. So, I don't know, but I got a little bit of time before we get there. But yeah, life has been so great in your 30s, and I just feel like, I don't know, now that I'm in my 30s, I'm more mindful of how I want to spend my time, who I want to spend it with, the things that I want to do, the things that make me happy, and just leaning into the things specifically that fill up my cup. And so kind of, I guess that's what this matcha talk is about. It was a weird week. I feel like I spend a lot of time in my head overthinking things. I should be doing this, I should be doing that. I feel like sometimes I don't progress fast enough in the things that I do, and I have a hard time slowing down. And sometimes you just need to slow down, as I mentioned before. But yeah, it just kind of felt like an off week. It was like super fast paced. I felt like I was just kind of rushing through life and rushing through so many things this week. And I don't love that feeling. I want to be intentional in all the things that I do. And I want to be intentional with my time. And I want to be intentional with the people I'm spending my time with. And I just feel like lately life has been super busy and there's just been a lot going on. And I really am practicing trying to lean into the chill out, slow down a little bit more situation. So yeah, I kind of felt a little off this week, and that's cool. Not everyone has the best weeks. Not everyone is a super positive ray of light, and that's totally fine. I think you should lean into that. That's going through your emotions is totally normal and healthy, and you got to have the downs to appreciate the ups. And so yeah, it's just been a weird week of just feeling off, not feeling my best, not getting in as many workouts this week as I wanted to, and I'm sometimes a little too hard on myself for that, so I do need to give myself a little bit more grace, and I've just been trying to give myself grace in a lot of aspects of life because I'm a perfectionist, which is impossible because there is no such thing as perfection. I know that. But I hold myself to a very high standard, and I always want to do the best and be the best, so I put a lot of pressure on myself. And so I think this week it was just a week of me putting a little too much pressure on myself to be all the things and do all the things, and I just need to reel it in and just kind of take it in stride. But the weekend was a high. The weekend was great, and it was probably because I crushed workouts with friends, which was amazing. And I think I really love crushing workouts with friends. It's something I don't do all the time or super often, but I take the gym seriously, and when I go to the gym, I like very much get in the zone. I have this like weird like resting face, if you will. I seem very unapproachable in the gym mid-workout because I look probably very angry or unimpressed. Trust me, come say hi, I'm very nice. But I get into this work mode and I just go hard, and I'm usually just most of the workouts I do, I fly solo or I'll see a friend in the class or whatnot. But I tested out a new gym this weekend, which was super fun. It was one that's been on my list to try for a really long time. And I feel like we get into a comfort zone. You go to your gym, you don't really venture out of the things that are outside of your routine. And it's a far gym from me. I live in the East End, it's down in the West, but it was a weekend. I had no reason not to go if I really wanted to and if I wanted to prioritize it. And an old friend reached out and was like, hey, you should try this out. I feel like it's up your alley. I feel like you'd love it. And I was like, well, shit, you know what? I think I will. Why not? I have nothing to lose. I've been wanting to do it. This is the perfect excuse and reason too. And I want to lean more into doing things outside of my comfort zone. I always say I want to do all these things. And for the most part, if I say I'm going to do something, I definitely want to do it. But you always have thoughts of like, I should try this. I should really try that. And I'm all for like making the time and prioritizing it if it's a priority to you. If it's going to fill up your cup, if it's going to make you feel good, even if it's a little bit scary or a little bit nerve-wracking going to a new gym where you don't know anyone, just do it. Well, the worst that's going to happen is that you may be a bit of a rookie or you may feel out of place, but like, it's a workout. It's all good. Everyone's human. Everyone's nice. It's totally fine. So yeah, I tried a new gym. It was amazing. Definitely up my alley. It was very spicy, similar workouts to what I'm used to, but when you train differently and do different programs, your body responds differently. But yeah, I definitely tested my fitness levels, which I'm all for. I love a challenge. I'm always up for a challenge. So I'm super happy I did it. And it was an amazing day this morning. I slowed it down a little bit and I hit up a yoga class and I sweat flow with a friend, which was awesome. And yeah, we just kind of hung out, slowed down because she's also super busy. So we slowed it down together. We got in a good stretch, a good flow. And it's just kind of nice to do those things for yourself, but it feels even better when you do these things that you love with friends. And so yeah, I think on my roster of what I want to do this summer is crush more workouts with friends. More HIIT workouts with friends, more strength endurance training with friends, more yoga with friends, more runs with friends. If you prioritize it, it'll come. If you hit your people up and you say, hey, let's do this, you'd be surprised how many people are receptive to that. So give it a go. Do something outside of your comfort zone or lean into something that you really want to do that makes you feel happy, because life is way too short to obviously be anything less than happy. So cheers to you, and make sure you fill up your cup this summer. That's my cardinal rule for the summer. Fill up your cup. Yep, we're good. We were entertaining this weekend as well. We had some friends come over, made a little dinner, made a little charcuterie. We had a really good time. It was fantastic. I feel like summer is a very easy time to hit up patios, entertain, this, that, the other. And what I'm really trying to be mindful of also is my alcohol consumption and how much alcohol I consume. I'm not a huge drinker these days. I want to say I don't really drink much. I don't really drink at home. And so it's very easy to fall into this trap of like socializing around alcohol. And so it's something I'm just trying to navigate a little bit because sometimes you always feel pressured if you're going out to a patio and your friends are drinking or they want to meet for cocktails. And there's just so many things happening this summer, and especially in a city like Toronto, we have so many good bars, so many good restaurants. And yeah, you fall into this trap of having all these social events, especially in the height of the summer, and just consuming, overconsumption, whether it's alcohol, whether it's eating out, and just kind of being outside of your routine in this like overconsumption, like patio snacks, dinners. And so I just want to be mindful of that. We had some friends over, and please, by all means, come to my house, drink as much as you want. I don't care. But yeah, I think I just had maybe a glass and a bit of wine and called it a day. I mean, I already had commitments to go crush a workout in the morning and all that. So I think also with that in the back of my mind, I want to have a good night's sleep. I don't want alcohol to be a trigger of poor sleep because it definitely is. So when you overconsume and you have too much to drink, you can either totally crash and have an amazing sleep and sleep until noon, or it really affects your sleep. And sometimes I have the adverse reaction where if I consume too much alcohol, I don't sleep well. So I really wanted to show up and be my best self when I crushed this workout in the morning. So I consumed a little less. I didn't feel the need to keep drinking. Sometimes a glass of wine is all that you need. Let me tell you, waking up in the morning with zero hangover, it's like like a gift from the gods. It's the best feeling in the world. Have one, or maybe you don't even consume alcohol at all and you wake up and you feel fresh and you don't feel bloated and you don't feel like you're in the Sahara Desert and dehydrated. It's like when you wake up and you feel like your best self and you're ready to take on the day after a night of socializing, there's no better feeling. I hate waking up feeling groggy or feeling hungover. And I know what I want to bring to the table for my weekends. I value my weekends so much that I just don't want to feel like crap moving through it because I just decided to have one too many. So yeah, I think I've just been really mindful at this point in my life too with consuming alcohol. It doesn't really align with my fitness goals and the training that I'm doing. It doesn't really align as much as it used to with my lifestyle. And your lifestyle is going to shift at whatever point you are in your life. And you know, if you're doing all the things and socializing and bopping around and your friends are doing all those things, yeah, you're definitely naturally going to find yourself in a situation where you might be consuming more. And when you're starting to slow down a little bit and when you value weekends and you've got very little downtime and you just want to be your best self and accomplish things in the way that you want to do them, feeling good for me means drinking less and consuming less alcohol. So I've been doing that lately and it feels really good. So you can have the best of both worlds. You can entertain, you can hang out with your friends, you can do all those things. You don't need alcohol to have a good time. I feel like I'm an advocate here for like, don't drink, it's bad for you. But yeah, there's definitely additional calories if we're gonna go that route that are just empty calories that you don't need to consume if you're looking at it from a fitness perspective. But also, I don't get too caught up in that either. I don't drink only a specific kind of wine because it's got 2 grams of sugar. Like, I don't track my macros. I don't track that. But again, I'm also not on a very specific journey where I'm trying to lose weight or I'm trying to gain a certain amount of muscle. If I was, I'd definitely be tracking what I eat. But like I said, I eat generally pretty clean. I don't track my macros. So if I want a glass of wine, I'm going to find the best glass of wine that I love and I'm going to enjoy it. Probably just have one. I don't need 3 glasses of wine. Your prerogative. Whatever you want to do that's filling up your cup, because we're all about filling up our cup. What I have been leaning into is running a little bit more. I don't consider myself a runner. I'm a runner only in the summertime. You will never catch me running in the winter. I really want to up my endurance and work on my running, and I love a good 6.5 kilometer run. That's like my sweet spot. But I want to focus on running further distance, longer distance, and also bettering my pace a little bit. So as a personal goal, I'm kind of setting myself for the summer. My schedule is stacked and I don't want to commit to running a marathon or running any of these things because it does require commitment and it does require training. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I might change my mind by next week. I don't know. But I want to be a better runner. So that's what I'm leaning into outside of training, how I currently train right now. Probably do a little bit more strength endurance focused training and up my endurance. But yeah, I want to be a better runner. And I love running outside. I hate treadmill running. And you got to be really dedicated and committed to run on a treadmill. So for those of you that do that, I salute you. Yeah, the weather's been so beautiful here. We've had rain like a couple days this week, but the weather's on fire in Toronto and it usually is in the summer. So I'm going to get my running shoes on and I'm going to get out there a little bit more. I did a yoga flow this morning, but I think I'm going to cap the day off with an evening run. And I'll be pretty proud of myself if I get that in the books as well today. Groceries are getting expensive. Let's be real. So I'm trying to buy it in bulk a little bit more. It might be a little bit more pricey at the time, but going grocery shopping every single week is a luxury sometimes, and sometimes we don't always have that kind of time. But yeah, I think I just want to buy in bulk a little bit more, start freezing a few things and kind of having some things on deck a little bit more versus trying to get fresh everything every single week. The idea of it seems nice, but also with our schedules, sometimes that is a bit of a luxury and not everyone has the time or can afford to go to the grocery store every single week. But my grocery shop today specifically will be just the basics. We do need some protein for this week. We've been on this Argentinian shrimp kick lately. These like jumbo Argentinian shrimp, and they're absolutely delicious. Saute them up, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and piri-piri seasoning. I'm gonna put it here. I use the PC Black Label piri-piri seasoning. Oh my God, 10 out of 10. I put that on everything. Also, I've been making at-home quesadillas, which have been so nice to take to the office as like a little snack. I don't put as much cheese. I actually load it up with more protein, usually chicken, and more veggies. And then I just kind of offset it with a little bit of cheese so that it holds together. But I found these protein wraps that I've been using are protein tortillas versus just your regular white tortilla. And it's got, what, almost 10, 12 grams of protein in it, which is kind of cool. And the flavor is actually not bad. The consistency is a little interesting. They're like a little bit thin and like kind of stretchy. Overall, the ingredients in it are not too bad. There's not that many preservatives or additives in it. It's fairly clean, and it doesn't have like a super strong flavor. It's just kind of like your regular run-of-the-mill tortilla. So it works for me so far right now. Where I can get the protein in, I'll take it. Good stuff. Now I'm making my matchas at home now. Usually Mike and I go for a coffee walk, as I said in my last video, and we start the day and I get a matcha and we walk around the neighborhood and then, you know, get the day going. But it adds up. So if I can save that little bit of money during these economic times, I will. So I bought my own matcha. I bought my own vanilla syrup. It's a small, tiny little investment, but I get matcha whenever I want now. So I got a little bit of almond milk in there and we're off to the races. That is it. That is all for me. Thank you guys for chatting it out with me. As always, have the most beautiful Sunday, and I will catch you next time.